Good chat. Late one today. Just got done eating with the broski OT. Fantastic eats. Good hangout. Got a chance to go to a rooftop that I always enjoy. So can't complain. End off the night on a good note, but end off on an even better note. So let's get into it. Balance and renewal. The self-renewal process must include balanced renewal in all four dimensions of our nature: the physical, the spiritual, the mental, and the social. Oh wait, I already read this section, my bad. My bad. Synergy and renewal. Balanced renewal is optimally synergistic. The things you do to sharpen the saw in any one dimension have positive impact in other dimensions because they are so highly interrelated. Your physical health affects your mental health. Your spiritual strength affects your social/emotional strength. As you improve in one dimension, you increase your ability in other dimensions as well. The 7 habits of highly effective people create optimum synergy among these dimensions. Renewal in any dimension increases your ability to live at least one of the 7 habits. And although the habits are sequential, improvement in one habit synergistically increases your ability to live the rest. The more proactive you are, habit 1, the more effectively you can exercise personal leadership, habit 2, the management, habit 3, in your life. The more effectively you manage your life, habit 3, the more quantum 2 renewing activities you can do, habit 7. The more you seek to understand, habit 5, the more effectively you can go for synergistic win-win solutions, habit 4 and 6. With the more you improve in any of the habits that lead to independence, habits 1, 2, and 3. And the more effective you'll be in interdependent solutions, habits 4, 5, and 6. And renewal, habit 7, is a process of renewing all the habits. As you renew your physical dimension, you reinforce your personal vision, habit 1. The paradigm of your own self-awareness and free will of proactivity of knowing that you are free to act instead of being acted upon, to choose your own response to any stimulus. This is probably the greatest benefit of physical exercise. Each daily private victory makes a deposit in your personal intrinsic security account. As you renew your spiritual dimension, you reinforce your personal leadership, habit 2. You increase your ability to live out of your imagination and conscience instead of only your memory, to deeply understand your innermost paradigms and values, to create within yourself a center of correct principles, to define your own unique mission to life, to rescript yourself to live your life in harmony with correct principles, and to draw upon your personal sources of strength. The rich private life you create in spiritual renewal makes tremendous deposits in your personal security account. As you renew your mental dimension, you reinforce your personal management, habit 3. As you plan, you force your mind to recognize high leverage quadrant 2 activities, priority goals, and activities to maximize the use of your time and energy. And you organize and execute your activities around your priorities. As you become involved in continuing education, you increase your knowledge base and you increase your options. Your economic security does not lie in your job. It lies in your own power to produce, to think, to learn, to create, to adapt. That's true financial independence. That's not having wealth. It's having the power to produce wealth. It's intrinsic. The daily private victory, a minimum of 1 hour a day, and renewal of the physical, spiritual, and mental dimension is the key to development of the 7 habits and completely within your central circle of influence. It is a quadrant 2 focus time necessary to integrate these habits into your life to become principle centered. It's also the foundation of the daily public victory. It's the source of intrinsic security you need to sharpen the saw in the social/emotional dimension. It gives you the personal strength to focus on your circle of influence and interdependent solutions, to look at others through the abundance mentality paradigm, to genuinely value their differences and to be happy for their success. It gives you the foundation to work for genuine understanding and for synergistic win-win solutions, to practice habits 4, 5, and 6 in interdependent reality. The upward spiral. Renewal is a principle and the process that empowers us to move on in upward spiral of growth and change of continuous improvement, To make meaningful and consistent process along that spiral, we need to consider one other aspect of renewal as it applies to a unique human endowment that directs this upward movement, our conscience. In the words of Madame de Stael, the voice of conscience is so delicate that it's easy to stifle it, but is also so clear that it is impossible to mistake it. Conscience is the endowment that senses our congruence or disparity with correct principles and lifts us toward them when it's in shape. Just as the education of nerve and sinew is vital to the excellent athlete, and education of the mind is vital to the scholar, education of the conscience is vital to the truly proactive, highly effective person. Training and educating the conscience, however, requires even greater concentration, more balanced discipline, more consistently honest living, It requires regular feasting on inspiring literature, thinking noble thoughts, and above all, living in harmony with its still small voice. Just as junk food and lack of exercise can run an athlete's condition, those things that are absent, crude, or pornographic can breed an inner darkness that numbs our higher sensibilities and substitutes the social conscience of will I be found out for the natural or divine conscience of what is right and wrong. In the words of Dag Hammarskjöld, you cannot play with the animal in you without becoming wholly animal. Play with falsehood without forfeiting your right to truth. Play with cruelty without losing your sensitivity of mind. He who wants to keep his garden tidy doesn't reverse a plot for weeds. Once we are self-aware, we must choose purposes and principles to live by. Otherwise, the vacuum will be filled, and we will lose our self-awareness and become like groveling animals who live primarily for survival and propagation. People who exist on that level aren't living, they are being lived. They are reacting, unaware of the unique endowments that lie dormant and undeveloped within. And there's no shortcut in developing him. The law of the harvest governs. We will always reap what we sow, no more, no less. The law of justice is immutable, and the closer we align ourselves with correct principles, the better our judgment will be about how the world operates, and the more accurate our paradigms, our maps of the territory will be. I believe that as we grow and develop on this upward spiral, we must show diligence in the process of renewal by educating and obeying our conscience. An increasingly educated conscience will propel us along the path of personal freedom, security, wisdom, and power. Moving along the upward spiral requires us to learn, commit, and to do, and on increasingly higher planes. We deceive ourselves if we think that only one of these is sufficient. To keep progressing, we must learn, commit, and do. Learn, commit, and do. And learn, commit, and do again. Application suggestions. Make a list of activities that help you keep in good physical shape, that would fit your lifestyle and that you could enjoy over time. Select one of the activities and list it as a goal in your personal role area for the coming week. At the end of the week, evaluate your performance. If you didn't make your goal, was it because you subordinated it to a genuinely higher value, or did you fail to act with integrity to your values? Make a similar list of renewing activities in your spiritual and mental dimensions. In your social emotional area, list relationships you would like to improve or specific circumstances in which public victory would bring greater effectiveness. Select one item each area to list as the goal for the week. Implement and evaluate. Commit to write down specific sharpen the saw activities in all 4 dimensions every week. Do them and evaluate your performance and results. I'll end it off there, but something that I took away from this that I feel like I definitely should start to improve on, and this goes to even journaling a lot more, but this last little bit about doing the act, but keeping track of it and seeing how you're progressing. Now, most of what I do is all in my head. For instance, it's very applicable for me to use my head when it comes to the gym, because you know if you're getting stronger or not. But I feel like if you're able to evaluate your performance at the end of the week by, let's say, each day at the end of your workout, you track, how your intensity was, how focused were you, or even on a numerical basis where you're writing down, how much I lifted this week or this workout, what did I do, did I push myself, all these different things that I think will be very helpful. Now, it's very needy. I feel like in my case, for someone that has been doing it for a very long time and is not doing it to be a professional at it, if that makes sense. I think I'm right in the middle where I don't really necessarily need it because I need it to help me, and I don't necessarily need it to be, progressing any further than that. I'm in the middle ground where it's like, I know I'm committing myself every single day. I know I'm very disciplined to know that I'm going to go to the gym, but I'm also very disciplined to know that every time I do go to the gym, it's a matter of, okay, I'm here to better myself. I'm here to better my strength. And even with reading, right? I show up every single day wanting to learn, wanting to create these videos for you guys and for myself to better communicate what my thoughts and what my train of thinking is, but also to showcase the journey of, how is my vocabulary going? How is my tone of voice when I'm reading to you guys? And that's like a little sidetrack of what I was trying to say about being able to evaluate my performance and my results. But yeah, I just thought that was something that could be very helpful. Let's see if I do end up doing it. Knowing myself, I'm not sure if I will end up doing it, but needless to say, for those who do need that tracking and that, being able to visually see, hey, how am I doing every single week, I think is super important. But one thing I also wanted to talk about was this commit, learn, and do. Commit, learn, and do. Or it's learn, commit, and do. It's not very similar, but many of us have ideas, but they're only ideas if you don't actually execute them. And I think I've talked about this a little previously in my videos, but just because you have an idea doesn't mean that it's gonna happen. If you're not taking the time to actively train or actively implement your idea to its fullest potential, then it's just an idea. Same with dreams. If you have a dream, but you're not doing anything to achieve those dreams, they're just dreams. So I think it's the same kind of training here where it's like you learn something, okay, that's good. You learn something. You learn that going to the gym is gonna better your health. Commit going to the gym and actively do the thing. Do it every single day. And repeat it. Do it with something else. Do it with learning. Doing it with cooking. It doesn't matter. Learn, commit, and do. So, yeah. We're closing out the book. We're really closing out the book. We're just gonna finish off this little bit, and I think the last one is Inside Out again, and then I believe that would be the end of the book. Yeah. We're talking about 20 more pages in a 380-page book. I'm excited for that. So thank you. Thank you for embarking on this journey. If you're watching this, I'm not sure if you even, watching to the end, but thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.